All right, Rebecca, so if you could go ahead and let me know what your concerns are, or any specific reasons.
Yeah, I've got quite a few reasons why I've called you here today. The first one, and obviously the most important thing, is my baby. She's 2 years old, and she has a funny rash. We've tried numerous amounts of prescription, medication and creams for her. I keep taking her back to a doctor. They even referred me to a dermatologist, and they've suggested that it might be the water. So that's obviously my main concern.
So dry skin, rash.
Well, yeah, I mean, if obviously my baby's health is the most important thing. So that was my main concern. I did notice when I first moved to Florida that my hair became really brittle. In Australia, it was very silky and smooth. Within a month of being here, it turned to straw. My face became dull and sort of dry and flaky, and I started to get breakouts, for the first time ever. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly as far as the cooking whether it's a problem, but I have noticed my coffee tastes a little funny. I've been boiling all of my baby's bottles and all that sort of stuff, thinking that it would boil out any of the...
If you had a bacteria, boiling the water would kill the bacteria. The problem is that we also have heavy metals in the water. The city tests and they find lead, mercury, other contaminants. Of course, what the city says is that they keep it all within acceptable limits.
Okay.
The question is, do you want your contaminants within acceptable limits, or would you prefer to have them all removed
of course.
from the water?
Yeah.
Let me see here for a second. Well, Rebecca, have you ever noticed this before?
What is that?
This is a lot of the dissolved solids and contaminants that come in through the water, and they actually start building up. This is just one indication of the condition of your water.
Oh goodness, that's disgusting. Wow. And here I'm a bit of a clean freak, so that's actually pretty disgusting.
Yes, I agree with you.
Okay.
So skin, hair, definitely a concern with the baby and her skin.
Yeah, I mean, look, I was willing to put up with the dry hair and the skin problems and the breakouts, but when it started to affect my baby's skin, that's obviously my main concern.
I'm sorry. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and run a couple of tests.
Okay.
And we'll see exactly what the water looks like after the tests.
All right, great. Sounds good.
Rebecca, what I have here is a miniature water conditioner. This is just used for testing purposes. This is a miniature version of a whole house system that stands about this tall.
Okay.
You'll notice inside these tan beads, those are a patented high capacity ion exchange resin. They have the ability to attract and hold any impurities in the water, just like a magnet would hold onto metal shavings.
Okay.
These last forever and they don't have to be replaced.
Oh. Well.
The darker beads that you see are a silver impregnated carbon. They remove any foul taste, odors, or chemicals from the water. Now what I'm going to do is take a sample from your tap, we'll pass it through the conditioner, and we'll make a visual comparison.
You mean like in comparison to it coming out without...
I'm going to take one sample directly out of the tap.
Oh, okay.
As a matter of fact, it will be labeled tap.
Right.
Right, directly out of the tap. The second sample that I'll take will be passed through the conditioner.
Okay, great.
Right.
Yep.
So you can see this is the water directly out of the tap. Now the next sample that I'll take will be passed through my miniature conditioner.
Now just while you're doing that, so where exactly would this conditioner be if we do go ahead with the installation?
You can go outside the house or in the garage. There's a few different...
So nothing has to be hooked up to my tap?
You'll never see anything here. Wherever the water comes in from the street, it will go directly into this unit. Every faucet and fixture throughout your entire home would have conditioned water.
Wow, okay, that's great. Okay, so yes, the same water. So you can see all the little beads moving, so that's as the water goes through it.
The water's flowing through the conditioner as it comes out of the bottom. Alright.
Oh, that's interesting.
Alright, so this test that we're doing here is called a water precipitation test. And And the two chemicals that I'll use are the same two that are used in universities around the country to show impurities in water.
So what is it, like a dye or what?
The very first thing that I'll be adding is just a background dye. This stains the water to give it a color. And I'll add 2 droppers to each sample. You'll notice whatever I do to one sample today, I'll do the same to both. The second thing that I'll be adding is an acid. This will coat any impurities in your water and cause them to precipitate to the bottom of the glass.
Okay. And you're adding it to both of them?
Yes, ma'am. You'll notice whatever I do to one sample, I'll do the same to both. And Rebecca, it does take a few minutes for this to fully react.
Wow, okay. Wow, you can already see a difference there. That's the tap water. Oh my goodness.
Cut for a minute because it does take really you need about 10 minutes for it to fully react. All right, Rebecca, while we're waiting for the precipitation test to finish, what we're going to do is check for chlorine.
You think it's going to get worse than that? That's unbelievable.
It takes a few minutes actually. So
wow, okay.
what I'm going to do is put your tap water here on the side with the yellow, and then I will put the conditioned water on the opposite side, and we'll check and see if you have any chlorine in your water today.
I'm pretty sure I do because my eyes sting when I have a bath and I can almost smell chlorine.
Have you run much of your water today?
Yeah, we've all had baths and we've done some gardening and watering. Is it worse if it hasn't been?
We'll get a more accurate reading that way if you.
Oh, okay, good.
So. Alright, so what I have here is an OTO solution. I'll add 5 drops to each sample. If the water turns yellow, this indicates there's chlorine, and if it stays clear, there's no chlorine.
Okay.
So, hold on a second. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it takes a minute or so for this to fully react.
It's looking pretty yellow already, actually. My goodness.
What I'll do is hold a piece of white paper behind it, so you can actually see the difference.
Wow.
What I'd like you to do, Rebecca, I want you to match your water to the shade of yellow that it meets there.
I would think it's anywhere between the 2.2 and 3.4. Maybe the 3.4.
What about now?
Oh wow, okay, it's looking 6.5.
Really takes about a minute or so.
My goodness.
Now, do you see down here where it says ideal?
Yes.
This is what's considered to be ideal for a swimming pool. Down here. Yes, coming directly out of your tap, you actually have more water than will be found in a swimming pool.
More chlorine.
Yes, more chlorine.
Wow,
So,
that's crazy.
now, Rebecca, would you ever intentionally bathe in pool water?
No.
No, nor the children, or prepare your meals with pool water?
Absolutely not, no.
Given the choice, would you prefer to have all of that chlorine removed?
Of course. Yeah.
I don't blame you. So Rebecca, our precipitation tests are done here. Now, this is the water that's coming directly out of your tap. And if you hold it up to the light, you'll be able to see a little bit more of what's in it.
Yeah, it's really cloudy. You can actually see a lot of, I couldn't even tell you what it is. It's disgusting.
Yes, mainly what you're looking at there is dissolved solids. But the city, they test and they find all kinds of things in your water. Everything from heavy metals like lead, mercury, nitrates, arsenic. They even find foaming agent in the water.
That's disgusting.
Absolutely.
Okay. Can I ask why it's yellow?
The reason it's yellow is from the dye that we put in the water. All right, the 2 chemicals that I use the exact same 2 chemicals in this water that I used in the water after going through the conditioner.
Okay.
And you'll notice quite a difference with this water here.
Oh,
You still see the yellow.
Apart from the yellow, this is exactly what water should
and
look
of course,
like.
the yellow is the dye that
Okay.
we put in the water.
Wow. Well, that's clear. I mean, you can't see anything in it.
Quite a difference, right?
That's a huge difference. I can't believe it.
Well, Rebecca, you mentioned earlier your hair and your skin, right? What people don't realize is all the impurities that are in the water are actually attached to any soaps, hair products, shampoos, or conditioners, and it never allows it to rinse clean from the hair.
Right. So that's why I'm breaking out as well.
Exactly. As you shower, you're coating your body from head to toe with all these impurities, right? And then you put on a body wash or a soap, your shampoo, you clean everything, and right before you get out of the shower, you try to rinse it back off with this stuff.
Right. So obviously that's why my daughter's getting a rash. I mean.
Yes, has a lot to do with it. Absolutely. Can you imagine the difference in the way your skin would feel with conditioned water, all the impurities removed?
I would think it's going to feel a little more like it did back home in Australia. I mean, obviously it's probably going to feel better because there's no impurities in it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, Rebecca, the same impurities that are preventing your hair from rinsing clean and causing dry, itchy, flaky skin, essentially all this stuff is stuck all over your body. But not only is it stuck to your body, this is the same stuff that causes the soap scum buildup inside your sinks, inside your bathrooms, on glass shower doors, tiles, faucets, and fixtures.
The stains on my clothes.
The stains on your clothes. Purdue University did a study, and what they found was that your clothes can only get as clean as the water that you're washing them in.
That makes sense.
Now, Rebecca, you mentioned that you're having water delivered to your home, bottled water. Well, basically, for the same amount of money that you're spending on a water service or picking bottled waters up from the store and bringing them back and forth to the house, the extra soaps and cleaning products that you have to purchase to scrub down tiles, faucets, and also scale, lime buildup, the extra conditioners and skincare products, for the extra money that you spend on all these things, you could actually have clean, conditioned water through every faucet and fixture in your entire home for less money than you're spending today. You'd have cleaner clothes, softer skin, protection of all the plumbing and appliances throughout your entire home. Right?
Yeah, well, that's incredible. I mean, it speaks for itself. So what do I have to do exactly to get water like this?
Very simple. We have a few options. We'll take a look and we'll come up with a system that's going to best fit your needs.
Okay. And how quickly can you install one of these systems?
Today.
Wow.